Reading is fun. I like reading, but a lot of people ask, how do you get better at reading? And there's a lot of different ways. One way is you could think of reading as an exercise. So when you first start the gym, it's probably going to not be easy. And if it is easy, it's because you've had a motivation quote that made you go into the gym. So you start working out, you're working out your muscles. And you're not seeing progress, but you're still enjoying it because it's fun. It's something new. Now, some people probably don't like the gym. If you're new to the gym, you probably won't like the gym if you don't know how exercise works, how the machine work. But let's say you've been going to the gym and you start seeing results. Well, you're going to keep going to the gym because you like the results. Reading is kind of like that. When you first start a book and it's like your first time reading, you can't just pick up an Hegel book and then understand everything. That's like the words are not just going to like fly out to you. You're not going to understand anything. And I say you should probably start with like an easier book because it's like when exercises. You start with easier exercises. You don't just go in and put on 315 and start benching it. You'll crush yourself and die. So reading, as harsh as that sounds, maybe do smaller books. And if you want to jump into big books like, philosophy or like religion or, AI, then my other tip is look up words when you don't understand words. Like if a word comes past you and you don't understand it, look it up. There's no shame in looking up a word if you don't understand it. So many people get butthurt and get sad when they don't understand a word. I used to be the same way. I used to read and I was like, oh man, I don't know this word. Look it up. Because that's the way you learn. You look up the word and then you put it in your own way, but you still understand the word, right? And that's another way you can understand and hard concepts that are in the book, because not everyone's going to understand every book. You could pick up an easy book and it might have a word you don't understand. It's part of it. It's part of reading. Reading is like discipline, right? It's some people love it and some people hate it. And some people love it and then they start to dislike it because if you pick up a book, let's say you pick up a book and you don't like the book. You're like, oh, this book is terrible. I don't like this book. So you put it down and then you stop reading. You hate reading now because you just read a book that made you hate reading. You might have liked reading at first and you picked up a terrible book and you're like, God, this sucks. So you put the book down. You have to build discipline. So if a book sucks, you can always quit it, right? I say give it 100 pages, and if it's still not exciting you, well, put the book down. But you also need to keep this in mind. A book might seem boring if you don't understand it. If a book's telling you words and concepts and going over a chapter you just do not understand, anyone's going to say it's boring because you don't understand. So a way to fix this is AI. I have not made a video on AI, but I made a Substack on AI. I made a Substack on dystopian world, and I made an article on AI, so I do think you should check it out on Substack. It's link in bio. But AI is a tool that people should be using right now. If you don't understand a word, you can go to Chat GPT. You can go to DeepSeek. You could go to Grok. There's so many AI platforms out there that you can go to and ask, hey, what does this word mean? Or hey, what does this mean? A way I found reading easier is basically you go to an AI and you ask AI, hey, I'm about to read a book. Can you tell me the outline of the book? Now be cautious because sometimes AI can lie. So don't always trust that. You do have to read the book, but basically you can get an outline and that can help you read. Another way is YouTube videos. There's so many YouTube videos that you can watch that can help explain a book that you're reading. So I think that's another thing that people are not taking advantage of at all. Practice makes perfect. Maybe not exactly perfect, but it makes you pretty good. Reading takes time. There's many people, there's probably not a lot of people, but there's people who've probably read a lot. You look at the philosophers, and when you read all of these great thinkers, you just realize they read a lot. You can't just pick up a book and read one book and then know everything. Reading takes time. Just like working out takes time. To build muscle, it takes time. Even if you're on gear, it still takes time. It just might be a little faster. It is kind of like a chore or like a discipline, I guess. Motivation is not really going to help. It's kind of just you pick up the book and then you read it. So many people say that your attention span is damaged by your phone, which could be true. I'm not disproving it. But reading, another way to get your attention span is by reading. If you never read, if you never pick up a book, you're never going to read. You know, it's okay to be on your phone. I'm not one of those people who say you can't be on your phone. Some people need their phone for how to make money and stuff like that. You need your phone, obviously, right? But maybe in the morning when you wake up, you open a book. But I'll make a video on how to meditate. I learned a pretty cool trick that I think will help a lot of people, actually. So I'll make a video on that if you want to hear about how to meditate. I'll show you. I've been meditating, and it definitely clears your mind. It's pretty good. But by the way, this is all off the cuff. Keep that in mind. You basically pick up a book, you open it, and you read. For example, I just read Nexus by Yuval. Very good book. It goes on AI. It talks about the USSR, Stalin, just a lot. You know, the medieval church. Goes over a lot. Very good book. If you have not read this book, I definitely highly recommend it. It's a good book. But also learned about computer, AI, about computer bias and the algorithm. For example, probably why your attention span is not longer is because when you pick up your phone and you go to any social media, the algorithm's going to hit you with things that's going to make you stay on your phone, that will make you waste time. Reading is different because reading, you kind of want to get sucked into the story. Now, nonfiction is harder because words, the words they give you are harder. But I do like nonfiction. I think nonfiction is better than fiction, in my opinion. But if we want to debate about that, I guess we can. I don't know. But basically, to get better at reading, the main point of the video is you have to read. You have to do it. And you have to look up words. And you have to use AI to help you understand words. You can't pick up a book and just automatically absorb every information without reading it. And I don't believe in speed reading. I don't believe in that. So if you've read 3 books in a year and you actually deeply read the book, props to you, man. Good job. Very good job. If you read 200 books and you just kind of speed read, what are you doing? You're not going to take anything away from that at all. I'll make a video on why not speed read if you ever want to hear about that. I think I kind of went on a rant. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe. Hopefully it's a short video. I think it is. Check out my Substack article. I wrote an article on AI, on the dangers of AI, and also the benefits of AI. I think you'll really like it. If you want to see more videos like this, basically book videos on how to read more or how to read better, let me know and I'll make some. But I hope you all have a great day. I'm about to get ready for work.